Radhe Radhe, Dandava Pranam. Welcome to Shri Shri Radha Gopinath Mandir, Gopinath Bhavan, Shri Vrindavan Dham. Srila Gurudev ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Rupananda Gauriya Guru Varga ki jai, Patit Pavana Shri Nityananda Prabhu ki jai, Prem Purushottam Shri Sachinandana Gaura Hari ki jai, Radha Vinod Bihari Ju ki jai, Radha Gopinath Ju ki jai, Giriraj Maharaj ki jai, Harinam Sankirtana ki jai, Hare Krishna Mahamantra ki jai, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Shri Gaura Premanande Hari Hari. Please forgive me for the lateness. There was another class going on here, and it just ended a few minutes ago, and I had to set up the equipment, so it took a few minutes. So we will continue from now. Shri Ramananda Rai ki jai, Didiya Tirobha Mahamahotsava ki jai. So we will begin with Mangalacharan. Mangalacharan is the auspicious invocation calling for the grace, the blessings, the mercy, the sidelong glances of our beloved Srila Gurudev, our beloved Srila Prabhupada, our Rupananda Gauriya Guru Varga, Patit Pavan, Shri Nityananda Prabhu, Prem Purushottam, Sachinandan Gaura Hari, going all the way back to the original Guru who is Krishna himself and his Guru of Prem, Vrishabhananandani, Srimati Radha Thakurani. You can find Mangalacharan in this beautiful bhajan treasure trove, Shri Gauriya Giti Gucha, starting on page 1 with Vandeham Shri Guru, Shri Yutam Padakamalam. Late, late, late. Vandeham Shri Guru, Shri Yutam Padakamalam, Shri Guru Vaishnavaksha, Shri Rupam Sagrajatam, Sahagana Raghunatanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvetam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitangscha Om Ajnanatimiraandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Radhikaya Priyatmane Shri Shri Mad Bhakti Vedanta Narayanitti Namine Shri Krishna Leela Katane Sudaksham Audarya Madhurya Gunaishcha Yuktam Varam Varenyam Purusham Mahantam Narayanam Tvam Shirashan Namami Tridandinam Bhakta Shiromanim Cha Shri Krishna Pada Vritaika Hriddi Chaitanya Leela Mrita Sarasara Narayanam Tvam Satatam Prapadye Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nitti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Gaura Preshthaya Bhutale Shri Srimad Bhakti Pragyana Keshava Hitti Namine Ati Martha Charitraya Swashritanam Chapaline Jiva Dukhe Sadartaya Shri Nama Premadayine Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Iti Namine Shri Varshabhanavi Devi Daitaya Kripabhaye Krishna Sambandha Vijnano Dayine Prabhave Namaha Madhuryojvala Premadhya Shri Rupanuga Bhaktida Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namostute Namaste Gauravani Shri Murtaye Dinatarine Rupanuga Pirudhapa Siddhanta Dhvanta Harine Namo Gaura Kishoraya Sakshat Vairagya Murtaye Vipralambhara Sambodhe Padam Pujayate Namaha नमो भक्तिविनोदाय सच्चिदानन्दनामिने गौरशक्तिस्वरूपाय रूपानुतपराय ते गौराविर्भावभूमेस्त्वं निर्दिष्टस्य जनप्रिय वैष्णवः सर्वभौम श्री जगन्नाथाय ते नमः। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नाम्ने गौरद्विषे नमः। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। जयकां सुरतोपंगो मम मंदं मतेर्गति मत्सारवस्वपदम्बोजो राधामदनमोहनो दिव्यवृन्दारण्यकल्पद्रुमद श्रीमद्रत्नाकारसिंहासनस्थो श्री श्री राधा श्रीलगोविन्ददेवो प्रेष्ठालिभिः सेव्यमानो स्मरामि। श्रीमन्द्रसरसारम्भी वंशीवतस्ततः कार्षन्वेणुस्वनैर्गोपीर्गोपीनाथ श्रियेष्टु नः। वृन्दाये तुलसीदेव्यै प्रियायै केशवस्य च कृष्णभक्तिप्रदे देवी सत्यवत्यै नमो नमः। पञ्चतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकम्। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Now we will call out for the mercy of Shri Gurudev. Gurudev कृपा करके मुझको अपना लेना, page 360 in our Shri Gaudiya Gita. And since I'm running a little bit late, I'm going to just sing them through and a little bit quickly because we have a large subject today. Hare Krishna. Gurudev kripa karke mujhko apna lena। Gurudev kripa karke mujhko apna lena। मैं शरण परा तेरी चरणों में जगा देना। गुरुदेव कृपा करके मुझको We're late today, so. Ebara Purana Koro, Shri Narottam Das Thakur. Okay.
Ebar karuna kara Vaishnava Gosai.
44. Going faster. Vaishnava Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Daya Koro More, first Panchatattva Mahamantra. Daya Koro More. Page 96 by Srila Narottam Das Thakur. Hare
Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda सच्चिनंदन गौर हरि की जय। श्री पार्व गौरी गुरुवर्ग की जय। शंकर स्वामी प्रभु की जय। कृष्ण तुम्ही सर्वेश्वरेश्वरम। श्रील भक्ति विनोद ठाकुर।
तुमे सर्वेश्वरेश्वर ब्रजेन्द्र कुमार तुम्हार इच्छा विश्वे सृजन संहार।
तुम्ही सर्वेश्वरेश्वर ब्रजेन्द्र कुमार तुम्हारो इच्छायो विश्वे सृजन Kalayati Nayanam. Do you know this one? Bhajan for Srimati Radhika by Ramananda Rai. Do you know it? Only one tune. You know it?
I know, but long time
I'll sing Kalayati Nayanam and you sing Hare Krishna afterward, okay?
Okay.
Kalayati Nayanam, Dishi Dishi Valitam. Kalayati Nayanam, Dishi Dishi Valitam, Pankajamiva Mridu, Maruta Chalitam. Dishi
Krishna.
Any tune you like except for the morning tune?
Morning.
Not morning.
No, no. Yeah, I know.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Oh, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Oh, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Oh, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Mahotsav ki jai, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Shri Gaura Premanande Hari Hari Bol.
Go to Sudevi Nasi on Facebook. Your Facebook, right? Yeah, it's on Sudevi's page. Sudevi Devi Dasi. There's too many Sudevis.
I quit getting
ऐसे काम चालू है सब तो ऊपर है हाँ दो बार में साइड
गुरवे गौरचंद्राय राधिकाय तदाले कृष्णाय कृष्णभक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः नमो विष्णुपदाय राधिकाय प्रियात्मने श्रीश्रीमार्भक्तिवेदन्तनारायणेति नामिने नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासरि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे मुखं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणम्. First of all, I offer my Dandavat Pranam thousands of times in the dust of the lotus feet of our beloved Srila Gurudev Nitya Lila Pravishtam Vishnupad Ashtottara Shatak Shri Srimad Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj. In the same thousands of Dandavat Pranam in the dust of the lotus feet of Nitya Lila Pravishtam Vishnupad Ashtottara Shatak Shri Srimad Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada. And especially on this day, the day of Shri Rai Ramananda, I offer my Dandavat Pranam thousands of times in the dust of his lotus feet and also in the dust of the lotus feet of all of our Rupanuga Gauriya Guru Varga. And to all Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis, past, present, and future, including all who are present here physically and all who are present virtually, I offer my Dandavat Pranam. Hare Krishna.
Radhe Radhe Hare Krishna.
I see sitting before me those who are very expert in Tattva, Siddhant, and Katha. Did you speak this morning on Raidamana? Okay. So I feel very, very confident that if I make any mistakes that I can be corrected. So I'm already requesting in advance that if I miss anything essential or important, that I will be given the cue to speak up. So today we are observing the anniversary of the disappearance of Sri Ramananda Rai from our vision in this world. Sri Ramananda Rai is no ordinary personality. He's one of the most amazing transcendental personalities to ever exist. He is the medium by which Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was able to extract so many valuable gems from the ocean of Bhakti Rasa. He is compared to that cloud which comes from the ocean. The ocean condenses and becomes a cloud, but there is speciality in the water which comes from the cloud compared to the water which is in the ocean. It is said in Shastra that pearls do not manifest in the ocean unless rain falls on the ocean during the constellation of Swati Nakshatra. Then pearls will manifest. So it requires that fresh, distilled water, which has originally come from the ocean, but to rain back on the ocean for so many beautiful gems to manifest. In the same way, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is an ocean of transcendental ras. And through him, by him, and through his mercy, that ocean of nectar condensed and became the cloud known as Rai Ramananda, by whose rain so many beautiful jewels were manifested and delivered for the benefit of this world. Without the meeting of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Ramananda Rai, we would be bereft of so much wonderful transcendental knowledge. When I was reading about Sri Ramananda Rai today, from Srila Gurudev, from Srila Prabhupada, from Srila Bhaktivedanta Bharati Maharaj, and other of our acharyas, I was quite impressed how our Srila Gurudev is the personification of those teachings. Everything that he's speaking, everything that he's manifesting is within those teachings of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Rai Ramananda, within their conversation. It is so powerful and so beautiful. So Sri Rai Ramananda did not meet Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu immediately. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had gone to Jagannath Puri. And in Jagannath Puri, he became mad because he's in the mood of Radharani. So, in the mood of Radhika, she is seeing her own Ishta, that is Brajendra Nandan Shyamasundar Krishna in Vrindavan. In Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, directly it is stated, Sakshat Brajendra Nandan. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sees Jagannath in the temple, he does not see the Lord of the universe. He sees Krishna, Brajendra Nandan Shyamasundar, from the perspective of Radharani. And in intense ecstasy, he was running toward Jagannath, toward Shyamasundar, but then he was stopped by the pujaris and the guards, and he fainted in ecstasy. They wanted to beat him and remove him from that place. But one personality who was well versed in Shastra, that is Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, he recognized that these symptoms that he is manifesting are not ordinary symptoms. They are divine symptoms. You should bring him to my home. And so he brought him there and he nourished him and nurtured Chaitanya Mahaprabhu back to consciousness. Many conversations ensued. Originally, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, there's a reason I'm speaking about him first, because he's the prelude to Mahaprabhu's meeting with Rai Ramananda. Originally, he was from the Shankarite school, very, very well versed and a powerful Brahmin, very, very blessed to have so much knowledge. Who was his guru? He was receiving knowledge directly from Saraswati, no? Yes. Directly from Goddess Saraswati, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was able to reveal so much knowledge. Was that Keshav Kashmir? Or both? Sarvabhauma? So he was very knowledgeable. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu listened to him for 7 days and 7 nights, very, very carefully, listening without saying anything. And then when Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, he was telling so many Mayavad conceptions, but Mahaprabhu was listening. And then he said, what do you think about what I spoke? And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave so many wonderful answers. To such an extent that Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, I'm not going into detail, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya realized that no one, unless it is Bhagavan himself, can defeat me like this. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ran circles around him and circles around the circles that he ran around him. And then he realized this is the master of my goddess Saraswati. Then Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya became a bhakta from a Brahmavadi, very Paka Brahmavadi, who was following the path of, Brahma Aikya, Jiva, Brahma Aikya Gyan, means that the Jiva and Brahm are one. From that, he became a bhakta. And then he began to understand the value of Vaishnavas and their devotion. If you meet with any Paka Mayavadi or Brahmavadi, they will think, why are you always chanting and weeping? This is sentimentalism. They think that Vaishnavas are sentimentalists. Even Prakashananda Saraswati told this to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Why are you chanting the name of Krishna? This is beneath you. You are a sannyasi. Why are you doing sentimental things? You should study Vedanta. So Sarvabhauma also had this mood. But due to the association of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, his heart changed. And then he started to understand and reflect back on his association with other Vaishnavas. And he remembered someone that he had met previously, who he previously thought was also a very, very powerful sentimentalist, Sri Rai Ramananda Rai. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was about ready to depart and go on his South India tour for the benefit of the world, everywhere he was going, so many persons were coming to the path of Vaishnavism. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya told him, there's one person you must meet. That person whom previously I thought was a sentimentalist is the best of Rasik Vaishnavas. You should go and meet with him. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, although he went for so many reasons, really this was his most essential reason. We hear that the Lord appears for 3 internal reasons of his own, and then he also has external reasons. So giving Harinam Sankirtan is an external reason, but there was an internal reason for him to go to South India. What is it? Rajmundri, right? On the banks of the Godavari. He went there with the hope of meeting with Rai Ramananda, a great Rasik Bhavuk Vaishnava. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to that place, a beautiful young sannyasi, and he bathed in the river there. And because it was at the bathing ghat, he sat away from the ghat to not be disturbed by others because he was remembering and chanting the glories of Krishna. So he didn't want so much disturbance. He sat at somewhat of a distance. Sometime later, a very powerful personality came on a palanquin, accompanied by so many musicians, playing so much music. Powerful governor. And he had been placed in that service by Maharaj Prataprudra, King Prataprudra. He had a very great domain of power, with a lot of power. And so many personalities were playing music and so many Brahmins were chanting Vedic hymns. And he was performing all rituals properly when he went to bathe there at that place. But then off in the distance he noticed something. His mind could not be still. He was seeing the most beautiful personality, glowing more than 1 million suns, it is told. And yet, it was so pleasing to his eyes and heart. Who is this divine personality? I must go and see this sannyasi. Hare
Bal sannyasi.
Bal sannyasi, young sannyasi. So, leaving aside all of his entourage, he went to that young sannyasi, and seeing all transcendental symptoms within his form. Ramananda Rai was also well versed in all shastras, so he was able to diagnose this person is exhibiting extraordinary symptoms. He offered his pranam, and immediately that divine personality, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, said to him, "Are you Ramananda Rai?" And he said, "I am a wretched, low-class Shudra. I am nothing but your lowly servant." And then they began to glorify one another back and forth. Srila Gurudev Bhaktivedanta Narayana Goswami Maharaj said, when Vaishnavas come together these days, we say, "How are you? How is your health? How are you feeling? You know, are you okay for money? What kind of problems do you have?" And they gossip about all kinds of mundane things. He said, but real Vaishnava etiquette, when Vaishnavas come together, they should honor one another and help each other to remember Krishna and the mercy of Krishna. So Ramananda Rai was exhibiting deep humility, and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was also exhibiting deep humility. And they could not help themselves due to spontaneous attraction. They embraced one another. Tears were flowing from their eyes, and then they both fainted in ecstasy. So many of those Brahmin Pandits who had accompanied him, they were thinking, why is this sannyasi associating with this Shudra? According to Shastra, they should not meet, they should not talk, and definitely they should not embrace each other. This seems wrong. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada explained that because they were judging Ramananda Rai according to his birth and not according to his Vaishnava nature, he said this paves for oneself a path to hell, despite one being an apparent qualified Brahmana. This is told in the Vishnu Purana. Vishnu Purana, no? That who judges a Vaishnava according to their birth or their activities before coming to the Vaishnava path, they are paving a pathway to hell for themselves. So also these days we see that, oh, you're from the West, or you're from this place in India, oh, he's from Bengal, he's from South India, this one's from China, or whatever. Oh, this one is in the form of a lady, this one's in the form of an old man. It doesn't matter. If someone is a Vaishnava, then they are due proper respect according to their adhikar. As Rupa Goswami tells in the 5th verse of Upadeshamrita, Krishneti yasya giridam manasadriyeta. One should honor Vaishnavas according to their level of bhakti, not according to any external material consideration, which we will discuss more. So, such a beautiful interaction happened, but because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu recognized that so many were standing there and judging and criticizing, immediately he checked his emotions. It is told that one should not show their special transcendental emotions in front of those who are antagonistic. And Srila Gurudev would always tell us this. He said, if you have something very valuable, a very valuable treasure, you don't open it in front of everyone. He said you will take it to a private place. There you will open it, you will relish its contents, and then again close it and keep it safe. He said, otherwise, like camphor, you know, karpur. If you open it, camphor will evaporate into the air. So your devotion, your bhakti, everything will dissipate. We should keep it very carefully. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu recognized. But immediately these two personalities recognized each other. Divine qualities within each other. Of course, Shastra says that Ramananda Rai had this natural attraction to Sachinandan Gaura Hari Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Why? Because he is none other than Vishakha Sakhi in Krishna Lila. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Radha Krishna Militatanu. He is the form of the meeting of Radha and Krishna. So, who does Vishakha love more than Radha and Krishna? This opportunity to meet with her own heart's beloved, Radha Krishna, in the form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, there was a spontaneous, natural attraction between them. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita and also, what is it? No. Who tells who Ramananda Rai is? I think it is even told in Chaitanya. Gaur Ganodishidipika tells that he's the manifestation of Vishakha and Arjuna. Sometimes it is told like this because Ramananda Rai is the son of Bhavananda Rai, one of the 5 sons. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu made some kind of comment that, oh, you are like Pandu, and your sons are like the Pandavas. So, from this perspective, you can say, okay, Ramananda Rai manifests the nature of Arjuna. Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Maharaj mentioned that because of his character and his qualities, he was expert in everything, that he also was manifesting some qualities like that of Arjuna. But really, when we look at Ramananda Rai, we should understand that he is the manifestation of Vishakha Sakhi. Vishakha Sakhi has a nature just like that of Srimati Radhika, born just within minutes of the time that Radhika was born. So Lalita Sakhi, she is very strong leftist, means she has a very strong controlling nature. And the other extreme is Chandravali, fully submissive. But Srimati Radhika and also Vishakha are in the middle. They have a mix of both of these. So Vishakha Sakhi is very, very close in mood to Srimati Radhika. Yes? Madhyam. Yes, Madhyam. So another name for Vishakha Sakhi is Anuradha. Little Radha, just like a minute younger than her. So Ramananda Rai had this very natural, spontaneous attraction to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They wanted to continue meeting, but at that time a Brahmin came, seeing Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sitting there, and offered pranam to him and invited him for lunch. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, understanding that this Brahmin was also a Vaishnava, accepted his invitation. And Ramananda Rai was preparing also to go back to his place, but he could not be without Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. There was immediate spontaneous attraction and attachment. So Ramananda Rai begged him, please, I would like to meet with you again. Don't leave here immediately. Naturally, according to sannyas dharma, they would move from one place to the next very, very quickly. Like Daksha Prajapati cursed Narad that he cannot remain in any place longer than it takes to milk a cow. So many sannyasis have this kind of nature. So Ramananda Rai begged him, please, I cannot remain without your association. I would like to converse with you about so many things. Please stay here for a few days or even at least a week. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu consented, yes. And so they planned that they would meet again that evening. So Ramananda Rai, that time, after taking his prasad and bathing and everything, he came back, but in very simple dress, with only one servant, not an entourage of thousands of pundits and musicians. Very simply and humbly, and again, met with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And there they began a most beautiful discussion. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to question Ramananda Rai. Ramananda Rai was thinking, why do you want to question me? I want to hear from you. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, it is only by the mercy of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya that I came here to see you. And Ramananda Rai is thinking, oh, Sarvabhauma must be my best friend. He's thinking so kindly of me that he's arranging for me to have association like you. So they had this kind of mood of spontaneous love and affection for one another. But Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to ask so many questions of Ramananda Rai. Normally we see that in all of the interactions of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his associates, his interactions with Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, and so many others, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is taking the role of Guru, Jagat Guru Gaura Mahaprabhu. And this is how we see Mahaprabhu. But in this case, in the case of Mahaprabhu with Rai Ramananda, he's taking what appears to be a submissive role. He's asking questions and wanting answers based on Shastra. Sachinandan Gaurahari, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he told that I will only accept the answers if it has reference and evidence from Shastra. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur has established in Dashmula Tattva the first aphorism, Amnaya Prahat Tattva Maharimiha. The first one is Amnaya. We must first accept evidence. Without evidence, then anyone can speculate anything. And these days, there's so much speculation. But we must always be prepared to provide evidence from Shastra, evidence from the mouth of our Gurudev and Guru Varga, evidence from authorized sources. And if it is evidence from Shastra and there is a difference of opinion, of interpretation, then we must quote the source. If someone asks you, where did you get this from? Oh, I don't know. Why are you asking this question? This is the wrong answer. We must always be able to quote our source. What do we know about that realm? Buddha Jiva is bound within the material world. What do I know? I only know what I have received from my Gurudev, Guru Varga, sadhus and Shastra. So my duty is to quote them. As Srimad Bhagavatam is starting, it starts, Sri Sutta Uvacha. It's quoting authority. So authority must be quoted. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Ramananda Rai that I would like to hear the answers from you, but only if there is a source in Shastra. So this is one of the reasons Rai Ramananda Samvad is so powerful, because everything that is given in that conversation between Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Rai Ramananda has very strong Shastric backing. And so this is the foundation of all of the teachings of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and why it is so powerful and strong and able to defeat every other conception, because there is Shastric backing. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, upon meeting Ramananda Rai and upon starting this conversation, requested from him, I would like to know what is the goal. He didn't ask him the process. He wanted to know what is the goal. And it is interesting, those of us who have met our Srila Gurudev, Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, what was his primary focus for us? You must establish your goal. Be one pointed to your goal. And then everything else will come into place. What is the goal? So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, through a gradual progression, is utilizing Ramananda Rai with Shastra to narrowly define what the highest goal is. So Ramananda Rai starts with the highest goal is Varnashram. What is Varnashram? Varna and Ashram. Varna means Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. Ashram is Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanaprastha and Sannyas. And by following this perfectly, then Vishnu will be pleased. And he gave so many evidences. But Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, wow, can't believe time is gone already. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he said, actually, this is external. Why? Because Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra, is this the soul's nature or is this the body's nature? It's the body's nature. It's a temporary consideration to do with the body. And also, Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, Sannyas. How many times do Brahmacharis leave their Brahmacharya? And Grihasthas leave their Grihastha? And Sannyasis leave their Sannyas, right? So this is not an eternal designation. Market Vairagya. Monkey renunciation. It is not an eternal nature of the soul. It is part of a process, but it is not the goal. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, this is external. I would like you to go further. Srila Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Maharaj referred to external like scaffolding. Now, when this building was being built, you see up there, when they were sticking those stones up there, they needed to have something to hold it in place. You can't remove the scaffolding as soon as you stick it on because the cement is still wet. Immediately everything would fall. So you require something to help it. But once it is dry and solid, then you can remove that assistance. So Srila Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Maharaj was a construction worker, so he would aptly use construction a lot in his examples. But he was saying that Varnashram is necessary for here and now, but it is not the be-all, end-all. It is not the goal. It is part of a process. Go further. So then Ramananda Rai, he said, what Krishna tells in Bhagavad Gita, Yat karoshi, yarashnashi, yat juhoshi, tadasya, yat tapasyasi kaunteya, tat kurushva mad arpanam. How to serve, how to surrender to Krishna. Whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you offer or give away in charity, do it as an offering unto me. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, you should go further. It's also external. Why? Because one who is thinking that I am the doer, I am doing this, I'm doing that, and then I'm going to offer the results to Krishna. This thinking is wrong. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita also, Ahankara vimudhatma kartaham iti manyate. Those who think that I am the doer, this is actually an ignorant position. He says, those who think that I am the doer, ahankara. So that I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to offer the result of it to Krishna. He said this thinking is not proper. It is not complete surrender. It is partial. You should go further. Then Ramananda Rai started giving more evidence. He started talking about Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma, na shochati, na kankshati, samak sarveshu bhuteshu, mad bhaktim labate param. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that person who is equipoised in every situation, Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma, they're not disturbed by the dualities of this world, na sochati, na kankshati, who sees everyone with equal vision, samak sarveshu bhuteshu, mad bhaktim labate. They are qualified, they will attain to my devotion, mad bhaktim, my devotion. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, no, This is not the goal, the end goal, the highest thing. Because you're only speaking about Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma. This is not in itself the goal. This is only part of a process to only see everyone with equal vision and to have your mind equipoised. You're saying that you will attain. You're saying that he will attain to Krishna's bhakti. That's the goal, but this is not the goal. Go further. So Ramananda Raya is giving more and more and more answers. Then he came finally to Jnane, I'm skipping many. Jnane prayasa udapasya namantameva jivanti sanmukaritam bhavati bhaktam sthane stita shruti gatam tanuvan manobir prayaso jita jito yasita strilokyo. One who gives up the process of trying to understand. So let me just jump back. Mahaprabhu rejected Karma Mishra Bhakti and Jnana Mishra Bhakti. That means bhakti mixed with desire for fruitive results and bhakti mixed with desire for impersonal liberation. Already said no, I want more. And of course we know the definition of bhakti as given by Srila Rupa Goswami. Anyabhilashita shunyam jnana karma adi anavritam. And also he tells bhukti mukti spriha yavatam ishachi. The desire for bhukti or mukti, freedom from dualities and suffering in this world, this is actually like a witch or a ghost capturing your mind. This is not pure bhakti. If one is doing something, offering something to the Lord, usually with a desire for material things, this is called karma mishra bhakti. And through the path of jnana, knowledge, trying to increase my knowledge so that I can attain freedom from suffering. This is knowledge aimed at impersonal liberation. This is also not favorable for pure bhakti. So in there, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, no, you should go further. And then jnane prayasa udapasya namantameva jivanti sanmukharita bhavadiya bhaktam. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu here is trying to draw from Sri Ramananda Raya that yes, this is good. One must give up the process of trying to reach the Supreme through one's own acquired knowledge. This is the ascending process. Our process is not that, not the Aroha Panta. We are following the Avaroha Panta, the path of descending mercy. What is that descending mercy? Sthane stita shrutigatam tanuvan manobhya. What does that mean? It means to remain in the association of Vaishnavas, hearing Harikatha from their lips, bathing in that Harikatha. This is the meaning of Srila Gurudev told in his commentary of Raya Ramananda Samvad. Jnane prayasa. Stop trying to calculate through the process of knowledge. Sri Udhavji proved to us that even though he has so much love and affection for Krishna, when he came to Braj, the word Srila Gurudev used was outrageous. The cloth of his knowledge was ripped to shreds by the love of the gopis. All of his knowledge was ripped to shreds and thrown into the ocean, into the river which went to the ocean and fully dissolved. So that process of trying to calculate through Aishwarya Gyan, this does not stand a chance next to real love and affection. So this Gyan also refers to, Srila Gurudev told in his Harikatha, Aishwarya Gyan. That means knowledge of the Aishwaryaness of Bhagavan. Aho bhagyam nanda gopa vrajoka samyan mitra paramanandam purna brahma sanatana. All of those great sages and personalities are shocked that the supreme absolute truth himself, Purna Brahma Sanatana, is playing like an ordinary child in the courtyard of Nanda Baba. But they're seeing him as the supreme absolute truth, so they can't digest it. That's why they're shocked. Even when Krishna showed to Arjuna his universal form, his Virat Roop, previously Arjuna was embracing Krishna, eating from the same plate. He would embrace him and weep and cry. calling him, oh my dear friend, my brother, like this. But then when Krishna showed his Virat Roop, Arjuna was, I'm sorry, please forgive me. I've made so many aparads to you. You are the supreme lord of everything. Prasida Devesha Jagannivasa. He's praying to him. You are the lord of the universe and everything. I have made so many aparads. Please forgive me. So many who have this mood of Aishwarya Gyan, they're blocked there from the praying, the highest praying. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted, yes, this is the doorway. From when he came to that point, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted. Gyane prayasa udapasya namantameva jivanti sanmukaritam bhavadiya vartam. Jivanti sanmukaritam means with your life and soul taking shelter of the Harikatha emanating from the mouths of those pure devotees who have captured Krishna by their love and affection. Hare Krishna. To hear from them, to always remain in their association. Sometimes sthane stita is translated as, you should remain where you are, in whatever situation you are. Sometimes it's translated like that. What if you're in a really bad situation?
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna bolo. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. What if you're in a bad situation? What if you're in a very unfavorable situation for bhakti? Should you remain there? What if you're addicted to drinking alcohol? Should you remain in a bar? So sthane stita doesn't mean to remain in a brothel or a bar. It means to remain in the association of Vaishnavas. And by their Harikatha, your heart, your mind, your body, everything, your Atma will be nourished and something will be awakened that can conquer and capture the heart of Bhagavan himself. Why do we want to control the Lord? Does anyone know? Because he likes to be controlled. And what can control him? Only prem, love and affection. Srila Gurudev was telling in the commentary that although Duryodhana prepared a feast, a wonderful feast of thousands of preparations, not by his own hands, his servants did, and offered it to Krishna, Krishna had no hunger for it whatsoever. Why? Because there was no love, no affection, no prem. But Krishna signaled to Vidur, I'm going to come to your house. So Vidur ran to the market, and Krishna went to the house of Vidur. There, his wife was there, Vidurani, and she did not have anything and had not prepared anything. But she had some unripe banana, not fully ripened bananas. And in ecstasy, receiving Krishna, she began to peel the bananas, and instead of giving Krishna the fruit, she was giving him the peel, but with prem. We've all heard this subsek muchi prema sagai. With love and affection, she was offering this to Krishna, and he was eating it with so much relish. When Vidur came home, he's like, what are you doing? You're giving him the peel, not the banana. Krishna's like, you've ruined everything. That was so tasteful. Krishna is controlled by love and affection. So then, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to hear more. From that point, he didn't tell Ramananda Rai, oh, this is just external. He said, no, this is good, but I want to hear more. I want to go deeper. So then Ramananda Rai began to discuss the different levels of Bhakti Rasa. Shantaras, Dasyaras, Sakyaras, Vatsalyaras, Madhuryaras. The conversation is so deep and so beautiful. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was guiding him. I want to hear more, 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 more. And finally, Ramananda Rai came to speaking about Madhurya Ras. And there, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very happy. Oh, it is true, yes. In Srimad Bhagavatam, Krishna tells the gopis, Napareham nirvadya samyujam. I can never repay you for your love and affection. Not even in lifetimes of Brahma. The greatest thing I know is your love. So let that love be its own repayment. I can never repay you. For everyone else, he says, as you approach me, I reciprocate accordingly, not for them. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to know more. And then Ramananda Rai said, of all of the gopis of Braj, Srimati Radhika is the topmost. Yata Radha Priya Vishnu Tasya Kundam. Just as Radha is dear to Krishna, so Radha Kund is dear to Krishna. Radha Vishnur Atyanta Vallabha. The word Atyanta means the topmost. There's no one more than that. Vishnur Atyanta Vallabha. The dearmost person to Vishnu or Krishna is Srimati Radhika. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became so happy. He accepted this. Yes. Can you give me more proof? And he mentioned Ras Leela. How? Srimati Radhika had left Ras Leela and then Krishna followed. And then he told Anaya Radhito Nundam Bhagavan Hari Ishvara Yanno Vihaya Govinda Pritoyam Anayadraha. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, it seems to me that Krishna was concerned that someone would catch him. So he disappeared from that place. They're saying whoever's footprints these are, they're certainly the most fortunate, but Krishna disappeared from there. So it seemed that he had more concern for someone else than Srimati Radhika. Give me some ultimate proof that Srimati Radhika is the topmost. And finally, Rai Ramananda spoke about the Vasanti Ras Leela, which takes place at Govardhan, Chandra Sarovar. In that place, Krishna, in front of everyone, immediately followed Srimati Radhika. And when Bhaktivinoda Thakur is writing the Shatakoti Gopi Madhavaman Rakite Narino Koril Jotan, Tuhu Bina Bina Kahar Ras. He's referring to that Vasanti Ras Leela. Without you, where is there Ras? I only reside in Vrindavan because of you. Even if there are millions and millions of gopis, Shatakoti Gopi, they cannot hold my attention if you are not there. So, with this, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was like, yes, yes. And then Ramananda Rai told the Leela of that place, which I don't have time to tell at this moment. We will have to continue. Of the Vasanti Ras. Srila Gurudev actually mentioned regarding this Vaikuntha Janito Varaha Madhupri Tatrapi Rasotsavad. Why Govardhan is mentioned as higher than Vrindavan is because that Vasanti Ras Leela took place at Govardhan. Not only because Krishna lifted Govardhan for 7 days and 7 nights, but Vasanti Ras Leela took place there. And this was what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted as the definitive proof of the superlative supremacy of Srimati Radhika and her love and affection for Krishna, controlling Krishna above all others. And so for those of us who are coming in this line, also we understand that this is the victory flag of Srimati Radhika. That Ras Leela which took place at the time of Vasanta. We just celebrated Vasanta Purnima, and the anniversary of this Vasanti Ras. There's really no anniversary. It's going on for a nighttime of Brahma. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then received so many more beautiful jewels from Sri Ramananda Rai. Like, what is the root qualification for the attainment of this Krishna Bhakti Ras? Krishna Bhakti Rasa Bhavitamati Kriyatam Yadikitopi Labhyate Tatra Lolyam Apimulyam Ekalam Janma Koti Shukritayana Labhyate. There is only one price to attain it, and that is the intense, greedy desire to have it. Wherever you can get it, however you can get it, you must acquire it by any means whatsoever without delay. This is the only qualification for the attainment of Krishna Bhakti Rasa. And so many more beautiful teachings are there. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Rai Ramananda were discussing the Tattva, Krishna Tattva, then Radha Tattva, then Vilas Tattva, and then the speciality of the gopis who have no desire to meet with Krishna separately from serving Radha and Krishna together. And only by the mercy of those kinds of personalities who are present in this world in the form of our Guru Varga can this mood, I'm going to directly say, Rupanuga Bhakti, be awakened within our hearts. So there's so much more about Ramananda Rai. I've only touched a little bit, very little bit, in a very short amount of time. His glories are unlimited, and I am simply a particle who does not know anything. But in my endeavor to repeat the words of Srila Gurudev, I hope that he is pleased with that. Shri Rai Ramananda ki jai, Tadiya Tirubha Maha Mahotsav ki jai, Srila Gurudev ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Rupananda Gauriya Guru Varga ki jai, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Shri Gaura Premanande Hari Hari Bol. I forgot, usually when I'm telling this Rai Ramananda, I have like an hour and a half or 2 hours or 2.5. Really, it takes days, so maybe we'll continue, go more deeply another day. Is today Friday?
No.
Oh, tomorrow.
Yes, tomorrow
Okay.
is
Tomorrow.
Friday.
We'll continue tomorrow. Thank you, Prabhu, for cueing me.
I'll just start.
Huh?
I'll start.
Yes, yes.
Jayo, Jayo, Gorajani, Arati Kasho.
जानवी तटवने जगमान लोभा
जानवी तत्वाने जगमनलो। राधे राधे।